At least YouTube looks decent. Pizza time! That was really weird. Hello everyone and welcome to Saturday. So yesterday was senior improv night and this morning I looked over the footage and not too terribly pleased. The footage that senior improv night, like the entire time, was a giant blast. It was fantastic. The problem is not a lot got recorded. Halfway into the first act, the battery died, which was fine because I had a replacement. But 10 minutes into the second act, so this needs some clarification. When I showed up, I was like, hey, I brought a pretty good camera, this one, to record improv night with. So we got it all set up, and myself and a friend of mine who was going to use his camera, but since he called it, and I quote, a potato, and he didn't want to use it, we decided to use my camera. I mean, that right there was fine. We designated somebody to look after the camera, basically check on it every now and again during the show. If it died, replace the battery, and so on. While in the first act, the battery did die halfway through. It was kind of fine, I didn't mind. But going into Act 2, I noticed that the friend that I had told him that we were ultimately agreed to using my camera, I noticed he took it off the tripod and started messing with it. And when I noticed that, I was in the middle of doing a skit, so I couldn't like run up and be like, hey, what are you doing? So I just kind of waited, and as Act 2 progressed, that was 10 minutes in, by the way, and then halfway through, I noticed that it was the camera wasn't back on its tripod, like at all, and they were like messing with it, or he was messing with it, and I was just like, what is going on? And so after the show, I found him, and I was like, hey, what's going on? Why were you messing with the camera? And he went, oh, it turned off. And I was like, well, was the battery dead? He was like, no, it was full. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, it also turned off when we took a photo. What? So, I looked at my camera today. He had messed with all sorts of settings. And there's two logical explanations to why he thought the camera turned off when he took a photo, which he shouldn't have touched the camera to begin with because that was not his job. That was someone else's job. But anyways, when you take a photo, in fact I'll do it right now, it flashes black because it's not a DSLR or something with mechanical parts. So it's an artificial shutter thing. Wow, terms are gone. But anyways, the screen will flash black. But that's because, hey, I'm capturing an image. Don't touch me. Same with when you stop recording on this camera, it says busy. Another logical explanation is that they could have hit the power button, which I'm not going to do now because that corrupts video files. Which, all of it is incredibly stupid. And he knew that we had designated somebody else to take care of the camera. And the fact that he went up there and messed with the camera and lost a grand total of an hour worth of improv night, which is a little more than half of the show, really pisses me off. But, I mean, there's nothing else I can do. My friend Austin Weigel, I think I've talked about him on the vlog. His family showed up, and his mom recorded all of improv night. So he's going to give me footage from that. So that'll be nice. So that way I have one full thing to give to Mrs. Cormier, a thing to give to Mr. Rankin, and then I have more highlights to pick from for yesterday's vlog. I'm still really mad about that because it was not his job to touch the camera. It was someone else's job to touch the camera. And the fact that It's just really makes I have not been this mad in a long time. It's just it's like anger cannot just like right there it says it. I have no words to describe my anger. So yeah. Today on the things to do, found my iPhone 3 and my flip phone. They were in that little that bag right there. I put them in there so I'd never lose them, and then I forgot. I hit myself with the lens cap because it got caught on my arm and then just went bam. So yeah, and then I'm taking my iPhone 3 that I got from my sister. It's all cracked up, and not that it's on drugs because it's a phone and phones don't do that. But I'm taking it to Office Depot because they have a thing where they do smartphone repairs. So I'm a little curious if they can get that fixed, because it's not just a cosmetic thing. I noticed that there's a like little piece of like phone, if that made sense, missing, and then also the bottom half of the touchscreen doesn't work, and that's a real bummer because there's stuff on that freaking iPhone that I want, but I can't get to it. Like there's stuff that I just want to look through and I can't get to it, and for some reason, I don't know why, but iTunes is being a little weird, so I uninstalled it and I have yet to reinstall it. So, meh. Anything else? No, I think. Let's turn this off. Yeah, I was watching YouTube on my Wii U, as you saw. But basically, when this pizza gets here, I'm heading over and having lunch with my dad because he's at work. Yeah. So I got to do that, and then I go have lunch with my dad, and then go to Office Depot. So that'll be fun. I may just go ahead and stop by Walgreens and get a pack of Pokemon cards, because there's just something about getting a pack of Pokemon cards, opening it up, and being like, yeah. So I think that's about it. I will see you guys later. Alright. About an hour? About an hour. Bad alternator. Bad. You're grounded. I'm back after 6 hours. Is it 6 o'clock? 7. After 7 hours, I'm back to record. I had to take a friend of mine to a Pokken Tournament. So.
That sounds like a tournament you can play Pokemon.
Yeah, there's a Pokemon fighting game called Pokken Tournament.
Oh, so it is Pokemon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought the game was called Pokken.
No, it's Pokken Tournament, and it was a Pokken Tournament. It was a Pokken Tournament.
Why can't
Tournament.
you just call it a Pokemon tournament?
Because then people would get confused.
Uh,
Because they're like, oh, is it red, blue, and yellow? Is it fire red and leaf green? Is it emerald, ruby, and sapphire? Is it Pokken Tournament?
whatever.
I got a card box at Hastings so I could have. Stop. Was the tact.
Oh, I gotta put water in the tea.
It was kind of necessary to make tea. I got this for Pokemon cards. So, yeah. Speaking of Pokemon cards, I had to break my 20, so I got a thing of Pokemon cards. Let's open it up. Pokemon TCG XY Breakpoint Booster Pack. I had already torn that up a little bit. Alright. A Golden Shinx. Is that a Shinx? That is a Shinx. Alright, we got ourselves a C-Dot Ram for 10 points of damage. A Furfro. Looks like a poodle. Collect, draw a card. Yes! Tight Jaw, 30. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is not paralyzed. That's good. I finally got a Slowpoke. Actually, I think I have a Slowpoke. Headbutt and Tail Lore. Search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, put it in your hand. Ooh. Oh, nice. Another Rattata. This one is colorless, which is great. Dangerous Suspicion. Draw a card. Switches Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. Yes. Scorpy. Pin Missile. 10 times flip 4 coins. This attack does 10 times the number of heads. It takes a Psychic and a colorless. Aegislash. It's a sword. It's a sword and shield. Painful Sword. Double the number of damage on each of your opponent's Pokemon. Oh, nice. Mega Slash for 100. Does 10 damage to 2 of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Nice. Doesn't apply weaknesses and strengths. Meowstic. Energy present. Attach up to 2 energy from your hand to one of your ooh, that's helpful. Size Shot, 40 damage. Bursting Balloon. That looks like a Wrecking Ball. If this card is attached to one of your Pokemon, discard it at the end of your opponent's turn. If the Pokemon this card is attached to is your active Pokemon and is damaged by an opponent's attack, even if that Pokemon is knocked out, put 6 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. Wow. Professor Sycamore. Discard your hand and draw 7 cards. Alright, Gyarados' Spirit Link. Your turn does not end if the Pokemon this card is attached to becomes M Gyarados EX. Oh, so this is only helpful if I had a Gyarados. I don't. The cards! And then this thing that's like, you can use this on Pokemon TCG Online! Alright. I think I can only use a couple of these, which is a shame. Oh no. Oh. I'll have to look that over and rebuild my Pokemon deck. I just may put this in the side. Alright. Having fun over there? Yeah. So, yeah, tomorrow we get a new alternator.
Yes.
And we get it fixed. Alright. Think that we're not doing anything else today, are we?
No, not today.
Not today. Alright. See you guys tomorrow.